The Chicago Bulls face off versus the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. And we found out ahead of tonight's game that Lonzo Ball will not be available for the squad. So on today's episode, I'm going to sit here and talk about how the Chicago Bulls can best utilize the rotation with Lonzo Ball being out. Plus, we get into the mailbag. Y'all know we're going to talk about it all, break it down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you tuned in for the first time, welcome in. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For our certified members, we flex on everybody because y'all the greatest in the world. Welcome back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls, they face off against the Milwaukee Bucks later tonight in a matchup to where the Chicago Bulls are coming off a loss and the Milwaukee Bucks are coming off a win. And some of those things that we got to talk about is some keys that I'm kind of looking at for tonight's matchup is that the Chicago Bulls have to continue to utilize the pace. We need to clean up on the sloppiness, but we need to continue to utilize the pace. The season is early, so we're going to take these stats with the grain of salt, and we just going to factor them into where they lay. The Chicago Bulls right now, when it comes to pace, they rank third. And then the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that's a bit older, that's a bit longer in the tooth. You know what I'm saying? They come in with the pace at 17 as one of the older teams in the NBA. But those guys did hold down their own, and they do have some high expectations that have been placed on their squad. So they're going to definitely be trying to stack up wins as much as they can before, things kind of get a little bit tougher as the season goes on. Another thing that I think that the Chicago Bulls need to do in tonight's game is play defense by committee. Play defense by committee. Rough start last game, especially in that third quarter. The Bulls were holding down their own, and they're pretty much competing within the flow of the game and keeping it within reach to where they can squeak out a win. But then that third quarter, they looked like they came out flat. They didn't come out with a lot of energy, and they kind of let the ball go against the New Orleans Pelicans, the Milwaukee Bucks. My God, they played well in their first game, and Dame Dollar went out for 30. And Giannis Antetokounmpo dropped 25 himself. And them as a team, the Milwaukee Bucks shot 43% from the three in their last game. So the Chicago Bulls have to come ready to play. I don't know if we have that designator defensive stopper right now. We want that to be Ayo Dosunmu, but he still has to prove himself to be that, at least for me. But the Chicago Bulls right now, they got to play defense by committee. The bigs, I think they did well last game. I think that our guards and those forwards that's still playing in, they got a tall task ahead of them, especially Mr. Flores. Patrick Williams got a matchup against Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight. I don't expect a heavy scoring output, but I believe his defense is going to be one of the keys to the game. Now, when we talk about the rotation of everything, last game, the Chicago Bulls, they ran 11 people. Had 11 players be a part of their rotation before everything just kind of went out of whack and the game was out of reach. And then they had to play a couple other players just to kind of finish off the game and let the guys that, when it really mattered, just kind of take a breath and wave the white flag and move on to the next game. So how can the Chicago Bulls utilize these minutes? We know in last game that the Chicago Bulls, when it came to Monty Buzelis, they only played my man's 5 minutes. When it came to Julian Phillips, he played about 12 minutes. So if we considering who all started, who's going to see those minutes, you don't necessarily have to run 11 deep tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know the starting five. There's Giddey, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, P. Will, and Vooch. You guys that are going to come off the bench that for sure are going to see minutes. In my mind, it's going to be Jalen Smith and Ayo Dosunmu. And then after that, you decide what you want to do with that. Do you go ahead and do you give Monty Buzelis a couple more minutes to see what this young rookie can do for you? I think the opportunity is now if you want to go that route. Do you give a little bit more minutes to Julian Phillips? Because it seems like Billy Donovan trusts him right now. I think that could be some type of benefit in your favor, because if we remember, Lonzo Ball in the last game played about 14 minutes. So that's 14 minutes that are going to be available to allocate out to other guys. And if you include Montes and Julian Phillips in that, that concludes a 9-man rotation when you consider who has to get the minutes or who will receive the minutes tonight. You can, is there a situation or a conversation to where we see a Torrey Craig show up on the court? I think it's possible, especially depending on how P. Will looks early, and when Montes Buzelis come in and Julian Phillips come in. If the going is not right, or if it doesn't necessarily feel like it's in the best interest of the team, I could imagine that Billy Donovan will lean on one of his veterans in Torrey Craig, who is going to provide the Chicago Bulls some size versus a big Milwaukee Bucks team. So you're going to need these guys out there, but what will they do? That's the biggest thing. I would love to see more opportunities be given to Julian Phillips and Montes Buzelis, but I am not against giving Torrey Craig a little bit of run just to see what he could provide to the Chicago Bulls if the game is not going the way that you want it to go. And it's not going to always go that way. Guys are going to have to fight back depending on the situation, because these games, there are ebbs and flows in them. But, for the most part, I would love to see Montes Buzelis play about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's 7 minutes that can go to him. And if you can give the other 7 minutes to JP, that'll get him up to about 19 minutes. I think those guys will be able to take advantage of the opportunity. But we'll see. It's not really up to me. It's up to them. And we shall go from there. Let me know in the comment box down below, how would you utilize the rotation? Will you give more minutes to a Montes Buzelis? Will you give more minutes to a Julian Phillips? Would you explore a THT? Would you explore a Torrey Craig if necessary? Let me know down below how you feeling about the rotations and how you will utilize the Bulls rotation with Lonzo Ball being out. Now that's it for the main topic of the day. Now it's time to get into the mailbag episode aspect of this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, the first voicemail is from CDubb.
What's the deal, Cognac family? CDubb here. Yo, I know we all love how the team was cooking when Lonzo came back and how we've been looking just so far in this preseason. I don't got a problem with the love, but we got to be realistic. Zach said he was trying to get up out of here not too long ago. Who knows if he's still feeling like that or if his agent is still trying to push some stuff on him. But sitting here thinking about the candidates who want him, the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers, I don't know if this trade is going to happen with either of these teams, but hey, yo, I got one proposal. I don't want to give up Zach. Let me go ahead and say this. I love Zach on the team. I love Zach and Kobe together. That combo, I just love that shit. Excuse my language. But whole time, if the Lakers are willing to give up 2 first-round picks, if it's that 2028 or 2027 or 2029, 2 of them regardless, Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect, hey, yo, matter of fact, send us 1 pick that got to be like 2027 or 2028. Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, and Jackson Hayes for Zach LaVine, straight up. I don't care what the money is. I will take that. You know what? You can have Vooch. But as a matter of fact, we give you Zach and Vooch, but we need all them picks. And we need them young boys. Let me know what y'all think.
All right, so we heard from CDubb. Look, CDubb, I'm with you. I mean, we know what Zach LaVine has told us, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stick. But for me, everybody knows, at least right now, I'm riding with the team that we have, and I'm going out on a limb. I believe that Zach LaVine is going to be here for at least until All-Star break. I think that reputation still needs to build. I believe the first game for Zach LaVine was a good start. Jeff, definitely when teams look around the league, they say, hey, he still got the scoring power. He still looks like he has the athleticism. I think now it's going to come down to if he can stay healthy until the All-Star break. And if things change between Zach LaVine and his side and the Chicago Bulls and their side, we can revisit it. You did talk about Sacramento. Sacramento right now, they owe the Chicago Bulls 2 second rounders in 2025 and 28, and they own their own picks through 2026 and so on and so forth. They own first round picks, so you could definitely make a move with that. But I don't necessarily know if they want to right now after getting DeMar DeRozan with the Lakers. I don't know how they've pushed back on giving up Austin Reeves in the past. I don't know if they give him up in a trade now. I think the Bulls will have to settle for like a Jared Vanderbilt or a Gabe Vincent or something like that, because me personally, if I'm Rob Pelinka with the Lakers, you ain't getting Dalton Connect. That's just me. That's just me. I'm not giving up Dalton Connect for Zach LaVine. And it's not because I don't believe Zach LaVine is the better player, but I do believe that Dalton Connect has some talents that you can continue to build off of, and he has the youth that Zach LaVine doesn't have right now, and the dollar amount is going to be cheaper for the Lakers. So we'll see. It can obviously go the other way, but we shall see. But nonetheless, thanks for calling in, my guy. All right, y'all, this next one up coming from Shay.
Hey, I'm going to have to set the record straight. Yeah, we joke, we family, and hey, a lot of the jokes, hey, they comical, they funny. But I'm here to tell y'all, I'm not an ignorant basketball fan by far, all right? I know Booch doesn't fit this team. You don't have to, people don't necessarily have to keep telling me that. I know, I see. Think about it. You can tell I see it because I'm kind of still skeptical on the Josh Giddey a little bit, fitting with this team and with us having to change our whole playing style due to the fact to accommodate him. But on the other hand, I'm not about to take what I see in preseason as, hey, it's gold, because I've seen some of our best players have the most suckiest preseasons and then come out having the best season of their career, a la Joakim Noah, a defensive player of the year. I don't know if y'all remember, but he only scored 1 point the whole preseason. He only played one preseason game. Another was Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was out with injury the few preseason games. I mean, he did hit a game winner that year that he won most improved player in that one preseason game. But for the most part, he wasn't really playing due to injuries. But when he got on the court, hey, you saw goal. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember also, Jordan Grover, who Hayes ended up letting his ass on fire. Ended up doing pretty well for us, but didn't even make their team or a team. So I'm not really sold on this preseason game. Let's see if these motherfuckers can do it in the actual season where it matters, where you actually got to get down and dirty with it. So I'm just calling in to say, hey, I understand. Booch needs to go, and I understand. And Patrick Williams needs to show you a little bit of something. But this preseason shit, it's still up and down based off of what I've seen in the past. Anyway, tell me what y'all think. Much love to y'all. Peace.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Shay, and I think you're absolutely right. You got to take the preseason for what it is. Yes, you're going to see some good stuff. Yes, there's going to be some bad things, but it don't matter if the guys don't show up or if things happen in the regular season. We've seen it countless times. How good did Denzel Valentine look in Summer League and preseason? He looked all right. And then when we got him on the court, got him through a series of games, we was like, yeah, this guy he can shoot the rock, but he's doing a lot of bonehead stuff. Like a lot of bonehead stuff, making critical mistakes on the defensive side and not giving the Chicago Bulls much. Honestly, I thought he was going to be nice. I ain't going to lie. Coming out of college, I thought Denzel Valentine was going to be all right. Yeah, prove me wrong. So I'm with you on that. You got to take it for what it really is. And I will say this. In game one, Nikola Vucevic looked like he belongs. I'll give him that. He was efficient where we wanted him, operating within the paint. The defense wasn't great, but it wasn't necessarily horrible either, like we've seen in the past. And I already came out on a limb that I believe that the Chicago Bulls, when it comes to Patrick Williams, they're going to allow him a little bit more time. We don't want to hear that, but that's just the reality, and that's what the situation is going to call for. We're going to have a little bit more patience with Patrick Williams, just as much as we don't want to admit it. But hey, you're absolutely right. The season just started. Only one game into the season. Let's see where we go from here. Let's give it a couple more games. We'll see. And I'm with you on the Josh Giddey. You know what I'm saying? I have higher expectations than most, but I'm not mad at people that don't really believe in him. How could you after the situation where he's coming from, to where he's basically a starter and then moved to the bench? So it's fair. But all right, thanks for calling in, Shay. All right, y'all, this last one is coming from Chi-Town.
What up, Chi-Town? I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I'm a diehard Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, back in the days, baby. But Giddy, I'm 50-50 about him, man. I'm 50-50 about him. He don't deserve no $30 million a year, though. That's for sure. Levine, optimistic about him, too. But like I said, I think you just want to play good now so his trade value will go up. But anyway, I love the Chicago Bulls. I think they're going to have a 500 season, because I think people are giving them less credit what they really got, because they got a lot of good players on their team. And I'm not talking about Giddey. I'm talking about White. I'm talking about Lonzo Ball maybe coming back if he don't get hurt again. And Levine, if he stays on the Bulls may have a 500 season. Hey, I look forward to it. I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I don't like people when they put their thumbs down about the Bulls, even when they won only 15 games that they were Michael left. I don't like that. I'm a diehard Bulls fan. Hey, if you're a Bulls fan, then go on another bandwagon. Don't jump on ours. Hey, but I'm not talking about you, Chi-Town. I'm just talking about all these other idiots. Talking about LeBron James, better than Michael Jordan. Forget about all that bullshit. Never would happen. LeBron James would never have made it through them days in the bad boys and Michael Jordan days. He might have made it through it, but he wouldn't have been the star they claimed him to be. But anyway, Michael Jordan is the best, and I think the Bulls are going to have a pretty good season this year. I really do. But this is you go, Chi-Town. You keep going on. I wish I had the money to subscribe to your channel, man. Is there any way you can get a hold of me, man? My number is 269-867-0267, man. I'm a diehard Bulls fan, man. I wish I had the money to subscribe to your channel, bro. I really do. Anyway, go Bulls, man. I think they're going to have a good season. I think 42-40. I believe the Bulls like that, because I believe a lot of people are going to I'm wrong about him this year. I don't know about Giddey, 50-50, but no, he ain't worth no $30 million a year. And I hope Levine stays in the Bulls. It'd be nice to see, and hopefully Lonzo Ball stays healthy. If that's the case, the Bulls going to be a lot better than what people say. God bless you, God bless you, Chi-Town. Love you, man. And I'm talking about your brother, man, because I'm from Humboldt Park, man, back in the days, in the 70s and 80s, bro. Love you, man. Diehard Blackhawk, Bull, Cub, White Shot, not really white.
All right. There's only a 3-minute time limit on your voicemails, ladies and gentlemen. So my guy, you didn't leave your name, but I called you Chi-Town because you showing love to Chi-Town. You did talk about Josh Giddey saying that he doesn't deserve the $30 million. Hey, I ain't gonna argue with that. Hey, sometimes you got to go out there and earn it. And then on the flip side, from the front office, sometimes you got to hedge your bet and probably shoot for the fences a little early. The Bulls elected to stay at home plate. Cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Cool with me. I just want the Chicago Bulls to make sound decisions. And right now, it's looking like it's a sound decision. So I'm not mad at that. Another thing, you can subscribe here for free, my man. You can subscribe here for free. You ain't got to pay to subscribe here on Shy Bulls Podcast. The subscription is free. Hit the subscribe button and just lock in. And the last point, you said that you believe the Bulls are going 42-40. Hey, I hope it's true, bro. I got them at around 30 wins right now. You got them at 42. I believe there is a chance they can get close to that. I don't necessarily think that's their benchmark that they will hit, but I think they can get closer to it, maybe 35, 37 games. But I still think that it's a bit too early for me to want to edge up my expectations for the Chicago Bulls. I need to see a little bit more. So as of right now, it still stands at 30. But shout out to you and being a diehard Chicago sports fan. Shout out to you. And shout out to everybody that called in on today's episode. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to make the call. We appreciate it over here on Shy Bulls Podcast. So thank you. But that is it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments down below. Subscribe, hit the like button before you roll out. And if you want to call in and be a part of an episode like this, the number to do so is 773-242-9219. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you always see red. And you already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.